Hi Luke, I'm Allison and I'm responding to your video because there were some differences between Virginia where you live and South Carolina where I live for licensure requirements. You mentioned 60 credit hours that you had to have and for South Carolina it said 48 credit hours minimum, but also the same core courses that you also said. It's the same in South Carolina. When I looked at the programs in South Carolina, though, at the universities like Clemson and USC and other colleges, all of the programs for masters in clinical mental health counseling, they were all 60 credit hour classes or 60 credit hour programs. So I didn't see any programs that were only 48 hours or credit hours. We also in South Carolina need to do a 600-hour supervised internship just like you do in Virginia. Big difference is that you have to do 3,400 hours of supervised clinical experience post-masters, and for South Carolina the requirement is 1,500 hours of supervised clinical experience. And I thought that I was overwhelmed just by, the 60 credit hours just to get through all of that, and then the 1,500 hours of supervised clinical experience. But then hearing you speak about 3,400 hours of supervised experience, that is a whole lot more that you have to do there. The exam has a different title. Mine is the National Counselor Examination, whereas yours was National Clinical Mental Health Counselor's Exam. And just curious to know how those exams differ. I would imagine they probably don't, the content probably isn't a whole lot different, since at the end of our academic coursework, we're all going to be taking practice exams. So I would think that both of the exams we take for licensure would be fairly similar. It's interesting that they have different names though, and nothing really governing, I guess, the names of the exams and the content of the exam, it seems like. The licensure title in South Carolina is the same as yours, Licensed Professional Counselor, or LPC. We do have a tiered system though. From what I could tell, there was LPC with an I behind it for the intern when you're doing the supervised clinical experience still, and then just LPC, and then LPC/S for the Licensed Professional Counselor Supervisor, the ones who've gone on to do more supervising experience. So there were 3 different kinds of titles for LPC. And I agree with you when you said that it's a tall mountain that you climb one step at a time, because I'm just beginning the program. This is my first course. I'm going to be doing it part-time as I work in a career and am raising children. So I also feel overwhelmed by everything kind of ahead of us. But my philosophy is just I'm taking this 1 week at a time, and I'm just trying not to go beyond the week that I'm in, and then we'll all make it to the end.